August 12, 2024. You wake up at 6 a.m., commute 1 hour to work, sit in meetings for 8 hours, commute 1 hour home, eat dinner, watch Netflix, sleep, repeat. You do this 5 days a week, 50 weeks a year, for 40 years. You trade 2,000 hours annually for a salary, and you think this is normal. This is how life works. Everyone does it, but here's what nobody tells you. Here's the invisible theft happening right in front of you. Time is the only asset you can never get back. You can make more money, you can't make more time, and the entire economic system is designed to extract your time, convert it into money, and transfer that money upward, while you get just enough to survive and keep trading more time. This is the real scam. Not taxes, not inflation, not stock market crashes. The real theft is your time, and once you see how this works, you'll realize you've been robbed blind your entire life. If you want to understand why trading time for money is the worst financial decision you'll ever make, and learn how the wealthy use time completely differently to build empires while you build nothing, hit subscribe and comment how many hours you work per week, because what I'm about to show you will fundamentally change how you value your time, how you see your job, and why the 40-hour workweek is the greatest wealth extraction mechanism ever invented. This is the truth they absolutely never want you to understand. Let's start with basic math. You work 40 hours per week. That's 2,080 hours per year. You make $50,000. That's $24 per hour. Seems fair. You're getting paid for your time, except you're not, because you're not actually selling your time. You're selling your life. Those 2,000 hours aren't just time. They're energy, focus, creativity, prime years of your life, when your brain works best, when your body is strongest, when you could be building something that lasts, and you're trading all of that for $24 per hour, which after taxes becomes $17, which after living expenses becomes maybe $5 of actual savings per hour. You're trading 1 hour of your finite life for $5 of savings. That's the real exchange rate, and it's the worst trade in human history. Now, here's what makes this even worse. Those hours you trade, they create value far beyond what you're paid. You generate $100 of value per hour for your employer. They pay you $24, they keep $76, and that's $76. That's called profit. That's how businesses work, except you never think about it this way. You think you're being paid fairly for your time, but you're not. You're being paid the minimum amount necessary to keep you showing up while someone else captures the value you create. This is wage slavery, not because you're forced at gunpoint, but because you're given just enough to survive. Never enough to escape. The system is perfectly calibrated to keep you working until you're too old to work. Then you retire with barely enough to survive, and you call this success. But here's where it gets truly sinister. The 40-hour workweek isn't based on productivity, it's based on control. Studies show most people are only productive for 3 to 4 hours per day. The rest is wasted time, meetings, emails, busy work, but you're required to be there for 8 hours. Why? Because the system doesn't need your productivity, it needs your time. If you worked 4 hours and went home, you'd have time to think, to learn, to build something on the side, to realize you don't need this job. So they keep you there for 8 hours, keep you tired, keep you just busy enough that you don't have energy to question the system. This isn't conspiracy. This is just how institutional control works. Keep people busy, keep them tired, keep them believing there's no alternative. Now let's talk about how rich people think about time. Completely different framework. They don't trade time for money. They buy other people's time with money. Think about it. Jeff Bezos doesn't pack boxes at Amazon. He pays people to pack boxes. Elon Musk doesn't assemble Teslas. He pays people to assemble Teslas. Every wealthy person understands the fundamental principle. Your time should be spent on activities that scale. Activities where 1 hour of work can create value for thousands or millions of people. If you're trading time 1-to-1, if 1 hour of your work creates 1 hour of value, you'll never be wealthy. But if 1 hour of your work creates value that scales infinitely, that's leverage. That's how wealth is built. Write code once. It runs forever. Create content once. Millions watch it. Build a system once. It generates revenue while you sleep. This is the wealthy mindset. Not how much money can I make per hour, but how can I make money without trading hours. Here's the concept that changes everything. Time arbitrage. Wealthy people buy cheap time and sell expensive time. They hire assistants at $20 per hour to handle tasks that would take their time. Then they use their freed up time to do activities worth $1,000 per hour. They buy your time cheap, sell products or services expensive, and capture the difference. That's the game. Meanwhile, you're on the other side, selling your time cheap, buying products expensive. You're always on the losing side of the arbitrage. You trade 8 hours for $200. Then you spend that $200 on products that took minutes to make. You're constantly losing time value, constantly being extracted from pauper, and the system is designed to keep you in this position. Let's talk about the retirement scam. They tell you to work 40 years, save in a 401k, retire at 65, except by 65, you've traded 80,000 hours of your life, your best years, your healthiest years, your most energetic years, all gone, converted into a retirement account that might have $1 million if you're lucky. And here's the math they don't show you. $1 million generates $50,000 per year at 5% return. So you worked 40 years to generate the same income you were making while working. Except now you're old, your health is declining, you can't travel easily, you can't enjoy physical activities. You traded your youth for income in your decline. That's not a good trade, that's a scam. They took your prime years and gave you money when you can barely use it. Now, here's the alternative framework. What if, instead of trading time for money, linearly, you invested time into assets that compound? Spend 5 years building a business that generates income without your time. Spend 3 years learning skills that pay exponentially. Spend 2 years creating content that reaches millions. Yes, you'll earn less during those years. Yes, you'll struggle. Yes, it's risky. But the outcome is you own your time. You're not trading hours for dollars. You're building systems that work without you. And once those systems exist, you're free, you have time, the one thing you can never get back, the one thing that's truly valuable, and you have it while you're young, while you can enjoy it, while you can use it to build more. Here's what they don't teach you. Every hour you trade for money is an hour you can't invest in building assets. If you work 40 hours per week, you have maybe 10 hours of quality time left. That's not enough to build anything meaningful. So you're trapped. You need the income to survive, but the time required to earn that income prevents you from building something that could free you from needing the income. It's a perfect trap. And the only way out is to accept short-term pain, earn less for a period, live on less, invest every free hour into building something that scales. And most people can't do this. The psychological barrier is too high. The fear is too strong. So they stay trapped, trading time for money until they run out of time. Let's address the obvious objection. Not everyone can be an entrepreneur. Not everyone can build scalable businesses. Someone needs to pack boxes. Someone needs to drive trucks. Someone needs to work normal jobs. And yes, that's true, but here's what they're not telling you. Technology is rapidly eliminating these jobs. AI is replacing knowledge workers. Robots are replacing physical labor within 20 years. Most time for money jobs won't exist. And if your entire skill set is trading time for money, if you have no assets, no systems, no scalable income, you'll be obsolete, unemployable, and broke. The system is changing, and those who don't adapt, those who keep believing the 40-hour workweek is safe, they're going to be left behind. Here's the final, uncomfortable truth. Time is all you have. You get roughly 4,000 weeks if you live to 80. You've probably already used 1,000 to 2,000 of them. You have maybe 2,000 weeks left. That's it. That's your life. And right now, you're trading 8 hours per day, 40 hours per week of those finite weeks for a paycheck, for survival, for the illusion of security. But there's no security in trading time. Because eventually you run out of time. Eventually you get old, you get sick, you can't work, and if you haven't built anything, if you have no assets, no systems, no scalable income, you're done. The system discards. You become dependent on Social Security, on savings that inflation destroys, on family who may or may not help. That's the reality. They don't show you in the work hard, get ahead narrative. Subscribe now if you want to learn how to stop trading time for money and start building systems that free your time while creating wealth. And share this with someone who's working 40+ hours per week and wondering why they're not getting ahead. Because understanding that time is your only real asset and trading it for money is the worst possible use of that asset. That's the realization that changes everything. The system needs you to keep trading time, but you don't have to. You can build something different. You can create freedom. The question is whether you value your time enough to do what it takes, or whether you'll keep trading it until you run out.